Today there are a lot of interesting updates from the Pokrovsk direction. Here, as Ukrainian forces closed in on Pishchane, they leveraged recent territorial gains to weaken Russian defenses. With Russian troops at a severe disadvantage, Ukrainian assault units are moving in to finish the fight to secure a key tactical position that could shift the battle for Pokrovsk. The goal of the Ukrainian forces in this area is to take complete control of the settlement of Pishchane. Pishchane provides Russian forces with a launching pad to conduct assaults directly towards the Pokrovsk agglomeration. Also, it has multiple crossing points that Russians could use to transfer armored vehicles over the Solona River, which can be used by Russians to develop their western flanking operation further. To push the Russians out, Ukrainians put constant pressure on the Russian forces stationed in Pishchane with intense drone strikes and precision fire. This is meant to weaken the Russian garrison to the point that Ukrainians can launch a mechanized ground assault to eliminate the remaining survivors and reclaim the settlement for their own. The main advantage of the Ukrainian forces in this area is the direct road link between Zvirove and Pishchane, allowing them to advance quickly into the settlement and minimize exposure to Russian fire. On top of that, there is a strong Ukrainian trench network located on the crossroad only 1 kilometer away from Pishchane. This means that the soldiers in this fortification can provide additional fire support to the advancing assault group with mortars and sniper fire, which can effectively suppress Russian soldiers in the settlement, preventing them from directly targeting the Ukrainian column. On top of that, if we look at the topographic map, we can see that the recently retaken trench network north of Pishchane overlooks Russian positions in the lowlands. This allows the Ukrainians to observe Russian movements in and out of the village, while also enforcing fire control from an additional angle ahead of their assaults. The main disadvantage for Russian forces in this area is the overwhelming presence of Ukrainian drones, which continuously conduct reconnaissance and precision strikes on Russians moving in and into the town. Given Pishchane's small size, Ukrainian drone operators can quickly observe and target all Russian positions within the village, preventing them from establishing an effective all-round defense, with Ukrainians closing in all around them. As Russian soldiers could not move out in the open without risking being immediately targeted by Ukrainian drones, artillery, or sniper fire, they retreated into basements and houses, effectively blinding themselves against any Ukrainian ground assault. Geolocated footage reveals how Ukrainian drone operators detected several Russian soldiers who attempted to hide in a basement in Pishchane. However, the drone dropped a heavy landmine repurposed as a bomb, causing a large detonation that eliminated the Russian soldiers. Ukrainian soldiers reported that they had been softening up Russian defenses like this constantly over the past few days, allowing infantry assault groups to come in and systematically clean up the survivors. Footage shows how Ukrainian assault groups entered the settlement and provided covering fire to allow a soldier to move closer to a cellar Russians were hiding in, throwing in a thermobaric grenade to clear it instantly. Thermobaric grenades are much more effective in such enclosed environments, as they do not rely on shrapnel to kill. The delayed explosion first sucks in the surrounding oxygen, which then rapidly expands during the explosion, creating a deadly blast wave that penetrates around corners and through walls. After wiping out several Russian squads hiding underground, the surviving Russian soldiers quickly left the basements to surrender, knowing they had no other way out. In the end, Ukrainians carefully exploited their tactical advantages around Pishchane and eliminated Russian forces in the village, taking back control in a systematic clearing operation. In losing Pishchane as their staging ground, Russian forces are no longer able to launch direct assaults towards Pokrovsk, which will likely lead to renewed costly assaults over the open fields. In the combined operations on the west flank of Pokrovsk, Ukrainians are systematically dismantling the threat of the Russian pincer maneuver, while Russians are slowly losing their progress after weeks of incredibly heavy losses. If you are against the invasion of Ukraine and you want to support the work that I am doing, consider subscribing to our own independent news website. Here you can find our exclusive strategic insights, comprehensive overviews of all fronts, and regular tactical analysis videos. By subscribing, you will not only show your support for this channel, but also help and defend independent journalism. The link to our website is in the description. Thank you for watching this report, and I appreciate everyone who stepped up to join us.